Scotch pie or canoe. Scotch pie or canoe. There's nothing that I wouldn't do to get some time alone with you. Some beans and sauce there on the side. All the things I ate tonight. Mix them in my belly right till I'm gasping for a shine.
Craig, that's your pie and beans ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, the long-awaited return of the Pie and Beans Show. We're back. Myself and a no bad guy, Ross Daly. How are we?
I'm alright, mate. Thanks very much for that lovely intro. You should fucking definitely go into
You're
MC.
lucky you get no bad guy
How?
and no just fucking fat wreck.
Yeah, we're not even 30 seconds in.
Right.
Nice one. How you feeling? You're a bit rough, aren't you?
Mate, I've had about an hour's sleep. Thankfully, one of the guests has been kind to bring me a monster. Zero sugar as well.
Because your diabetes.
I'm not really diabetic. I just push a lot. And I have got the weightage, like the sheer poundage to be diabetic.
That's type 2, 100%, yeah.
Aye.
So where did you go last night?
Just out, man. Finally load back in my local nightclub.
Why were you not allowed in?
I had a brief passing with a young man.
I don't know whether you mean you were fighting with him or you get caught in the toilet shagging.
No, it was maybe just a sort of an altercation. Then I was trying, as you said, 6 months, and I was trying again. I've been a bit of a dick,
So you were barred from the local nightclub?
for a full year. Aye. I've already been barred for a year previous as well.
That wasn't
I
your
think
fault.
it's been open I think I've been allowed in there 5 years because I'm 23 and I've been barred for about 3 of them.
That wasn't your fault, but when you get barred the last time, no.
No, it wasn't, but
You
we'll
were
no,
coming to
we'll
the
no
aid.
talk about that.
I know, we don't want to get to jail. Do you want to do Dear Biddy?
Let's do it, man. I've missed Dear Biddy. I'm ready to input my fucking great advice to the world.
We'll wait till you hear this great question then. Dear Biddy, no toilet roll, you taking the socks off using your fingers, or just no wiping?
Where are we, but like in the toilet?
Well, I'd hope so. Where else? do you just walk about the Halden doing shites all over the place?
No, but you've never
Mate,
been.
I've seen a lot more signs saying no dog fouling.
No,
Is
you
that
never-
because
you
you're
never-
just going out there for a shite?
Whitford camping? What sort of utilities do I have around me? Like, have I got a sink? Is there water involved? Am I able to get water involved?
Right, okay, first scenario.
Am I able just today? Classic and horn. Is it Indian?
feeding your own pony, basically.
Or, towel. Just fucking bin a towel, man. Towels are expendable, but
So you're in your house, right? So say you're in your house and it's just the fucking cardboard cylinder of doom. What do you do?
I look around.
You've got a pair of white ankle socks on.
You need to be.
I don't know why they're ankle socks.
You
They
need to be
could night
alert.
ones.
Andrew Tate, alert at all times. Specifications. You need to scan the area, your surroundings, and see what's there and what's available to you.
Well, considering it's your house,
If
it's
there's
probably in a wooden hut out the back.
socks, not a problem. Shoes, not a problem. You can wash shoes. There is a sink there, so
Right. So
at what point do you think about venturing out the sink and just using the water on
But
that?
what if? Right. So I know what you're saying about the sink, but what if the shower's there? Would you just get in the shower and quickly rinse the ass out?
See, I'm not thinking full scale.
But then again, right,
you're
okay,
thinking bigger.
there's
You're
pros and cons to both, right? So if you do it in the sink, you're less likely to get maybe your cell bogging because it's in the sink, but then again, you're going to have to potentially
Mate,
wash
what
your
sort of
face.
shite you're doing is you're getting your full body bogging.
Well, if you're in the shower and you go to do your arse, your feet are going to be covered in your own shite.
No. Never heard of a squat, bro.
How are you going to squat in the shower? What, doing a fucking headstand? The shower's above you.
How am I going to squat? Look at these fucking legs, man. These carry this fucking stature about. They can certainly handle a squat.
Aye, but you're not getting the point. If you're squatting in the shower, the water's just going to be going on your head. Your ass
No,
is still
because you
covered in shite.
can pull the shower head off.
Oh, aye, right enough, actually.
It's no fix to the wall.
Aye, okay.
That's not like one of them ones that could fucking.
But there's a pool of water, so it will not go straight off your ass and into the fucking...
Aye, but you're away for the pull. Your feet are away for the pull of water.
That's some squat you're doing. Right, okay, so what if you're out, what if you're out and about?
Out and about. Dock leaves.
No dock leaves, only jaggy nettles.
Jagging nettles. You just need to kick about with a stanky ass. Or do you find somewhere that's, or do you just rip your boxers off, use your boxers, fling your boxers away.
That's actually a good shit. I never thought
Just
of
go
that.
commando. I mean, I don't mind going commando.
Have you ever had to do this though?
I think there's been a few times maybe like,
So there's
fucking-
more than one occasion where you've had to resort.
our good pal Boydie, he's done many a shites in the golf course, but he comes prepared. I'm sure he brought toilet roll in
Sorry.
his bag.
Boydie does shites on the golf course. I thought you meant if you're going up a Hill's Campner, if he's out on the lock.
I know, maybe see if you're out in the lock, there's a toilet in the boat, right? But you can just.
Aye, if you're going for a
There's
shite
many
elsewhere,
things to use.
that's fine, right? But why he's going for a round of golf and you get to the fucking 8th hole and he goes, hold on, boys, I'm going for a toilet.
Mother nature, mate. You can't control it.
And
like-
what the fuck's he using it to wipe
And
his
mate,
arse? He's fucking
I'm in the
driver.
golf course. I'm fucking trying to shoot the lowest score possible. I'm focused. I'm zoned in. Hold on a minute, I need a shite.
What, do you feel heavy halfway around and you go, wait a minute, boys, to go and drop one? It'll fucking help
What
me
can you
drive
do,
better.
mate? No, because you will, because I can't kick about. What if mid swing, like, there's a lot of movement going on, and there's a lot of weight transferring. What if mid swing I just shit my pants, and then that's the full thing knackered. So you need to fucking unload, and you need to fucking get back to your cell and zone back in.
See, now that you mentioned that, I watched the was it the Open that was
I
on,
was at the
and
Open,
I
aye.
think that was Tiger Woods' problem. He never went
you know
for
what?
a shit.
See all
Halfway
see all the stuck up fucking shitty Americans at the Open. Fuck yous, you suck, bozos, man. Tiger Woods has just had a fucking stonker of a drive, and I've went, it's the fucking Open, baby, and everyone's just turned round. A guy's looked at me as if I've just fucking bladed his Wayne in the face, right? Then I'm videoing Tiger Woods, and he looked right at me, and he didn't look happy. And I've never felt sadness like it. Matty, my pal, he was like, my toes just curled up, man. There was nothing I could do about it.
Why did he come halfway through?
No. And then I went to put my arm around Tory to walk away from folk. And Tory just walked away from me as if I wasn't his pal.
So you went to the Open and made a cunt of yourself, basically.
I did, mate. But there was somebody shouted, give me back my son, and nobody said anything to him. And I'm just shouting, it's the Open.
I did hear that. No, there's no shout. I've abandoned my child. Was that it? No.
Aye, something like, give me back my son, I think he shouted. I can't remember who shouted that, but
You were away on holiday as well, and you made a bit of a cunt of it, didn't you?
I did, aye.
Tell us about that.
First day, fucking fighting about people, shouting about the war in Germany. Not a great start. Second day, lost my phone, spent all my money, and I mean all my money. I come back and I was like, I've not got 2 bob to my name. Gathered some funds. Then I had a fucking deer.
This is when you get back. You didn't just.
Aye, this is when I get back.
You weren't just on
I
holiday.
wasn't just on holiday setting about deers. But come back, driving into Dumbarton, had a fucking deer at staff leaving. No damage to my motor, however, fuck you BMW, pedestrian protection device, where the back of the bonnet at the windscreen pops up to roll focal your windscreen. Aye, 1,200 quid it cost.
That's a bit of a nightmare, that, to be honest. So how did you fuck your phone up?
So, night out, having a great time. We didn't get into the nightclub because Dugan was too fucked apparently. So we decided, let's just go back or find somewhere. Get in a taxi. Fucking Joe Maxey, man. Get in there. back to the hotel. I get out and I go, I think my phone's in that taxi. Turn around, man. The fucking wee dirty bugger had left.
So you went after your phone.
And then couldn't get on find my iPhone. By the time I got on find my phone was dead. Then if I go on it the now, I can see my iPhone's kicking about Germany.
Is it
Aye,
actually?
it's just kicking about Germany. I think either some wee dirty buggers managed to jailbreak it, but I did wipe it. They did fucking blacklist it and they were that pissed SIM card didn't work. But aye, it's kicking about Germany, mate.
That's pretty cool, man.
My
'Cause
phone's...
I tried to get a hold of you to try and organise coming back in
Aye,
to
mate.
episode 4, and I couldn't get a hold of you, and you were active. I was like, mate, what the fuck's going on? I
Some
was
wee
phoning
guys
you,
on
was-
my Facebook, man.
I messaged your brother. I was like, is he fucking dead? He's like, nah, he's on holiday. I was like, I'd say no more. Cool, I'll do when I get back.
I know, I fucking had to use it. Do you know how bad it was, right? No having a phone for like 6 days abroad. Like different countries like Croatia and nae phone, nae nothing. It was fucking horrendous. I've never felt withdrawal like it.
Imagine being born before fucking the 90s, you know what I mean? That sounds like right back.
I mean, I think they had phones in the 90s. any of you old enough to remember the 90s?
Well, I mean, the first mobile phone, I don't know when it came out, but I do remember seeing a picture and it was like a fucking house brick, you know what I mean? It was like that. So I don't really think that's what you're going to be walking about fucking Croatia with, trying to talk, but you're holding it up here, then away back down here like that, do you know what I mean?
I don't know. Mate, see, tell you what as well, see holiday? Fuck knows how we get in the plane back. We were fucking blitzed, mate. And I'm talking wildly drunk. We were...
By the way, I don't know if I have to speak.
No.
Because I've been sitting here like choking to say things.
No,
He does that all the time.
No.
It's like
No, 'cause you
the
said this,
illusion
you're-
has been totally fucking shattered, right?
Did you say your whole fucking intro's got me used to and he's just aiming things at me and I'm like, do I respond? Do I respond? I just know.
See if you watch any of the episodes back when he talks, he's looking at who's sitting there and it's like it totally fucks the
Because
illusion
they've
up.
not heard the story. You might have heard the story, but my pal Chris, he's got his feet out the window on the motorway. I'm been sick out the window. My other pal's grabbed the guy's ox and's put new monkeys on and is telling the taxi driver to sing or he's not getting his fare. And then my pal Chris went, stop. Stop, made the guy stop deed in the middle of the motorway, get out, check the suitcases were in the back. Shut the boot and just get back in the motor. We never cleared security in Germany. We walked in a door, went up the stairs, we gave some guy a boarding pass, and next minute we're in duty free. We never went through security.
And this is in Germany.
This was going for Croatia back home actually.
Good to know that Croatia's fucking got their security top notch.
They're not really fear of suicide bombers, are they? They want to be.
I think it's time we get our guest on now.
He's piped in. You might know him. You might not know him. First time I've met him, he's a lovely, handsome man.
Thanks, babe.
He brought me a monster, so I'm going to need to shag him after this.
I'm generous to my lovers.
Please welcome to the Pine Bean Show, the host of the Fatherless podcast and stand-up comedian, it's Sean Chalmers. All right,
All
Cunto,
right,
what's
happening,
happening?
mate? It's happening, bro.
I'm alright, mate, you good?
I was just like watching a mad live fucking debate about shitting yourself. It was quality.
That's right.
I could, do you know what, I was actually telling a story and I could see him just sitting there like
I need to say something. See if Hitler had like one of the tracker things, would have been able to see that he's going to Argentina now. You don't know that about the Nazis?
I know, I did hear that.
They all trekked to basically Argentina.
I remember that.
I
And
documentaries about trying to find them. And
do you remember
some movies that were
in
on.
X-Men First Class when that came out? Magneto goes to and he funds him in Argentina, Buenos Aires, and a wee boozer, and he puts the fucking
highly
Aye.
think
I bet-
X-Men's that guy.
That's where my historical. That's
you know
where
what's
my.
still ridiculous? Is we're talking about a documentary and you got, but mind an X-Men that's equally as fictional.
Aye, that's. Oh, they must be like they try
A
obviously.
factual documentary. Guys tracking down submarines and tracking names and that on it, and you're talking about fucking X-Men.
I bet mind when Magneto did that thing.
Magneto found Hitler.
Played by Michael Fassbender. It was fucking. It was a good one.
That was a good film.
I enjoyed that. That's good. So thanks very much for coming on. It's a pleasure. to
Anytime,
have
mate,
you on.
we'll turn up here anytime, half an hour late if you want, mate.
Yeah, Sean was 35 minutes late
I was.
today. That was good.
35.
But this
Got
is
the-
exciting because this is like a crossover episode.
It is.
The Pine Bean Show meets the veteran of the Fatherless podcast. Tell us about the Fatherless podcast. How did that become
what he's going to
a
say.
thing?
Right, well, mate.
We'll get to the name. I want to know before that. I want to.
Basically, what had happened is my mate Adam and I, it's like used to, like I do stand up, you do stand up, and he doesn't, and Adam doesn't. He's done it once, to be fair. And we were talking about like doing a YouTube channel for ages. And see, every time we'd spoke, we'd basically described a podcast, but never knew what a fucking podcast was.
Right.
So then we basically just started getting together and doing one. But then he fucked off to Helensburgh. We'd done 2 episodes. He fucked off to Helensburgh with his missus, who he's still with now. And we couldn't do it. And I'm so hyper obsessive with things, mate. So I was like, nah, man, I can't afford to take all this fucking like in there for another year off. Like that was what it was going to be because we were in during COVID. You know, that's when we first started the 2 episodes. And then he fucked off. Then we basically, I continued everything, got various guests on and all that, and built it all the way up. And then I'm quite like that. See, we like, even with comedy, you'll know that. Like, I don't want it all to just be about me, even though I did say in the last podcast and Gavin said it was my show.
We've all come to that, yeah.
No, but I like bringing people with me. Like, obviously with the show that we're going to talk about now, we were talking about just us 2 doing a half an hour together. But there's something that eats away at me that I need to have, regardless if it's like doing the hydro or doing a wee show that we're doing. I need other people there just to give back to people. That's what I just love doing, man.
See what you're doing yourself, right? I'd have loved to that sort of 2 months or whatever we had have. And I did notice as well, Paul, that you said we were quite inconsistent.
Yes? No chance.
Yeah, thanks for that, Paul. That was
There was
nice
a
of you.
bit early over there. There was. He was on holiday. I was on holiday.
I went to Benidorm for 4 days.
Aye.
I seen Sticky Vicky. I was a new man. I
Did
come
you? I
back.
thought you were away
Yeah.
for like 2 weeks. I was away for like
Sticky
a week.
Vicky's also a new man.
No, for where I was
Sticky.
fucking stoning, mate. I can assure you. I can
Sticky
assure you
Vicky's
that was
fucking
that was
horrendous
a
to watch.
fucking that was a big fucking box, man, and what a bunch of tricks that were inside it. Honestly,
It's fucking horrendous. man.
Is
see, to be fair, there's more than one. There's the the one that is the daughter of who
I
you'll
seen the
recognise.
original one.
She's like a fucking crunched up paper bag, man. It's fucking oh mate, it's horrible to look at.
are they actual trans people? Like did they transition or are they still a guy that dresses as a woman?
What the fuck
What
are you
the
talking
fuck
about?
you
It's a
know?
fucking woman that
Sticky
pulls
Vicky pulls
bunting
stuff
out
out
her
of
fanny.
fucking...
Wait, Sticky Vicky's not a mad fucking what you call it? The cross dressing people?
No,
What? Mate, I always thought that.
no. Sticky Vicky's like in Benidorm. She was known for like pulling like lamps and fucking bunting and all
Mate,
that.
she
out of
pulls like bunting out her
razors.
fanny and she opens bottles of beer with her.
I'm
with her foot.
100% going to that show.
tight coochie.
Yeah,
man,
that's
like,
what it is.
the
But there's
bottom
more
of
than
it.
one. So like, there's the actual proper one. Then there's like you could be in like on the strip right in this sort of nightclub or pub or whatever, and the tunes are blaring and everybody's having a good time and all that. And then just on the big fucking screen, it's like 15 minutes Sticky Magic show, and you're like, I wonder what that is. And you come in, and it's no her. It's a different one, and she comes in and she actually brought a
Got
boy.
my training school now for it. Training.
That's amazing. Should definitely have a video going to it. 100%, mate. That'd be so
Mate, you
funny.
can film it. Mate, you could actually stand there with your phone and nobody would come up to you.
No, if she's doing training, we all need to go to it and do the
I
training.
learn how to keister.
And get out of our arse. Aye, exactly.
Aye,
exactly.
but the muscles must be different from the vagina to the arse.
Well, the arse can't repair. So once it's been penetrated, it can't heal back, whereas the vagina can. That's how like pregnancy and all that buffs.
So we'd be fucked then with day one
Aye.
drinking with our arse like a fucking.
Basically, your arse can't go back. It will stay as wide.
Arse like a wizard's sleeve. Man.
Basically.
So
I know a lot
I don't
about
want to
arses.
do that then because we'd be fucked.
Aye.
Think you could pull it out your fucking
No.
entry
Shut
point,
the
Aye, no
up,
chance,
man.
mate.
mate? You can't say that.
They call it. Aye.
Aye, they do.
Timestamp that, Paul.
I mean, that's factually accurate.
That's not. You don't go into the doctors and they don't say, "Oh, by the way, we're going to put a catheter in. It goes right up your." Sorry, it doesn't
It's not
say
a
that.
racial slur, mate. No, it's not. So what, you think the first ever guy that fucking pulled out his dick,
Why do you think they
he's
call
obviously
it-
Japanese, mate. That's why he gets called that. That's factually accurate.
Fuck off, not isn't he?
Look it up, mate. Google that shit. That's why he gets called that.
You look at it.
I don't want it. I want to move away from the fucking point of entry at your penis.
But that's
Aye.
not an actual racial slur, mate. It is just what it gets called. Like, genuinely, it's not a racial slur.
What is the accepted medical term if you went to the doctors and he says we're going to put it through
Your side.
Your East, man.
your
Fuck
your
knows.
pee hole?
Side.
It does
Mate,
not say
this
that.
isn't fucking biomed, man. We're no in fucking Glasgow.
Let's start a
Uni
medical
studying-
podcast, but all we do is just the incorrect terms for everything.
We're going to we need to check your prostate out, so we're going to write up your dung hatch.
just these super inappropriate things, mate.
Finger up the dung hatch, and then we'll
Aye.
send you on your way. Cool. What are we talking about? Sticky Vicky. Aye, no, but she does. She pulls loads of stuff out. She at the start of the show, she does like gymnastics and stuff, and she's pretty fucking good at
So
that.
she was in the Commonwealth there.
I don't think so. To be honest, I think it was more just the Benidorm strip. But there is other ones. There's other ones that came out, and the other one we seen, the woman, she took a guy out who must have been about like 20 or something, and she scanted him. Right, and as soon as she scanted him, he put his horns out his knob, right? But obviously we've clocked it because by the time it's
aye.
the reaction time, and I'm looking at it and I'm going, "Why are you covering that up?" That
Please.
way, I was trying to shout at him, mate. No,
To you.
that's a fucking bumper.
See that guy, man. This guy doesn't move away from knobs in the podcast.
You love dicks, mate.
And it,
Is
and
it your thing?
I'm going to
Aye.
need to have a word with him, right? Because once, twice, three times,
the lady.
Aye.
and the fourth time, we're starting to be on the verge of just being
That's us, isn't
the
it?
guys that talk about dicks and podcasts.
A guy come up. A guy I know. We were at a function and he came up to me and he was talking to people. So, are you listening to his podcast and stuff like that? No, what's that about? And he just turned on and went, "Oh, he talks about his mate's big cock on it." And I thought, is that your tagline? The Pie and Bean Show.
Aye, look, we've done
Paddy's
it.
big knob.
I said in the group chat I was filming one day and he went, Ross Daly, better no mention knobs. And you've done it. So,
Is that not just every guy podcast, but in it? You can't help but talk about dicks.
we're just bros broing down, man.
mate, bro down, mate. You have to, man. You
Dudes
bro
being
down, mate.
dudes.
Just three guys being
Aye.
dudes. Man. Just three guys being dudes, man. I love it.
No, but and then Adam came back. I'll take it back to the question. But Adam had came back, mate, and then I liked doing like a weekly comedy roundup of just fucking talking about topics, but just fucking ripping the utter cunt out of all of them, man, and just having a laugh with your best pal. That's one of the shows on it.
I know what you mean. I'd like to have done it, but I couldn't do it without you. I genuinely don't think, like, I know what you've done. You've went ahead and I don't think I could. I think I would lose viewers.
Aye,
I genuinely think he is like,
you the money, my man.
aye, he is. It's the reason he's
Here
fucking
comes the
sitting here.
money. I'm just fucking strutting in here, man.
He's fucking, the sweat is pissing off you.
No, it's
by
not.
He's so nervous, man. You know what I mean? I understand, bro.
It's not even that. He's sweating out all the badness.
Mate, I see, to be fair, mate, I'm rough as fuck, man. I'm sweating out drink I didn't even know existed.
What's your drink of choice, actually?
Well, if you look at the Seshleyhem poster there that Paul's lovely other half is drew,
Yes.
there is a bottle of MD 2020 Electric Melon and a bottle of Buckfast. I drank 2 bottles of the Mad Dog last night. Had a wee half bee.
I took that video. I'm actually maybe going to get it put in here, but onto this episode. Remember we were at Cal's back and you necked the bottle of dog.
I
And
do that quite a lot, mate. I've given the hundreds of videos of me just necking my bottle in the one.
you've got liver problems and all, but don't you?
No, really, mate. I've just went to doctors a few times. Livers.
So not really. So you do have liver problems.
No, it's not for drinking. But
All
So
right.
it's not
AIDS?
from drinking, but I'm
AIDS?
just going to I'm just going
Aye,
to
see if
continue.
you go there and look at that parking pole
Aye.
there. Says AIDS out there on it.
It does.
Literally says AIDS?
Literally,
I probably wrote it. I'm not gonna lie. I probably did.
So, tell us a bit more about the Fatherless podcast. Why
Well,
the name
there's-
Fatherless?
Well, it's called the Fatherless Podcast because my dad's dead, like very dead. It's dead. I like to do that way, seeing a guest comes on and go, "Oh, why is it called that?" And then you say it, and they get so fucking awkward with it. I'm like, "Relax, no, your dad. It's cool." But,
It's not your dad.
well, I know what weirdly actually happened. Well, Adam's dad did as well, so we both came up with that concept. His dad hung himself, and mine just died because he's super old. We always laugh at Adam's more because it's obviously funnier. Suicide and that, you know what I mean? I can say it because I've tried to kill myself several times, so it's all right. That's fine,
You do you, mate.
right? Aye.
That's probably the worst thing you say is something when you say I'm trying to
Hey,
You're like, you do you, mate.
Aye,
Just
you do you, mate. You kill yourself. You get it done right.
He's like, you clearly weren't fucking very good
I
at
know.
it.
Thanks, mate.
Fuck's sake.
Sorry,
No, but
carry
I
on.
just came for that, and then obviously I do the fatherless fight and all with a professional MMA fighter called Ross, and that just stemmed for like I'm a huge fan of MMA. I train on it, and I couldn't get an MMA guest on for ages, like just to the fatherless podcast. Now I got Ross on, and no that way you meet some cunt, man, you go fuck me, we just click fuck. So I went fuck this, man, I want to make this a running show, and then that turned into the fatherless fight, and before we know it, man, it's fucking blew up, man. We've had Paul Craig, Bungie, all the big MMA fucking fighters, all wanting to come on for England and all that. But we like, nah, get to fuck England.
Cool. You like UFC, don't you?
I like UFC, me and my pals do like to watch it.
I think there's people who like UFC, and then there's people who use it as the excuse. So usually will be like, right, UFC's on the night, let's get fully it and we'll stay up and watch it. But to
That you?
stay up, you'll stay up and maybe watch it as a fan. Whereas
Fuck
you'll
no,
stay,
mate. I've never.
You joking as
I don't stay up for fights. I watch them the first thing I wake up, mate. I can't afford to sleep, man. Like, honestly, I'm terrible with it.
There you go. Then you use whatever you use to stay up and watch it, didn't you?
No, I just, it's just
MD,
Monster.
obviously.
Mad Dog 2020. bro. Mad Dog 2020 and Voddy Red Bulls, mate. I'm fucking bad for them.
Aye.
I'm really bad for Voddy Red Bulls. I remember one day we walked out and I drank like 3 litres of Red Bull.
What?
Like I drank like 3 big cans like that before I went out, and then I drank like so many Voddy and it walked out.
He,
about
he
3
says you're
litres.
lying, mate. He says you're talk. That's cap.
He says I'm capping.
Aye.
Do you know what? I'm not capping. Not cap.
Your hair's growing well.
Oh, it's fucking growing.
I
quick.
forgot you were
yes, mate.
baldy.
Aye. He did it for a great cause, you dick. How could
Aye.
you forget?
I know. It's the link's still
He's
in
just
the...
a fucking dick,
Aye,
mate.
you're a
He's
dickhead, mate, you
just
know what
so
I mean?
fucking...
He's a sweetheart. He
He's
went out his
so
way.
immune to other people's
Aye.
feelings and fucking...
And you would think with the style of humour you do compared to me, I would be the heartless bastard.
Aye.
Get it up, yees.
Ross is fake as fuck. See if you go see him.
Aye.
I'm honestly like, stay
heard
on
it here
stage.
first. Ross
Come
is fake.
I will come
Fake, man.
across as your big pal on stage,
Aye.
but if you see
See
me
the
on stage,
saying he
I'll
gets
probably
off.
just chip
He's
you.
the worst person ever, man.
He's the worst guy
Utter
ever. He
cunt. Aye.
sucks, man. Absolute
Aye.
bozo way again.
Yeah, man.
great at stand up, but terrible human being.
Can't be good at it. Win some,
You
you lose
can't,
some.
mate.
You know what I mean?
Can't
Win some, you lose some.
Exactly. Know what I mean? Can't get paid for being a great human being, can you?
You cannot, mate. I
Exactly.
still get paid to.
So how did you get into stand up and when did that? Because I know you're like me, you love it. It's the fucking that is it. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
That-
I mate, it's fucking.
it's the be all and end all. So when did that start? The thought in the head.
Stereotypical, isn't it? Oh, it's always been there. No, it's not, mate. No, it's just obviously I went through loads of fucking childhood trauma, mate, and I'd always just laughed. You'd not want to know what I laughed. It was horrific. But just always used to laugh at the most fucked up shit, mate. And I remember watching. You'll find this so weird, especially with Still Humanity. Like, mate, I'm obsessed with Lee Evans.
Get fucked.
Lee Evans is my favourite comedian, mate.
Right, we're definitely having a fucking. We're definitely going to touch each other after this because like
Aye.
that is. Did you remember the DVD that came out and it was his 3 arena tours,
Like
the
the big
compilation?
XL and all that.
Aye, mate. See the compilation DVD? I must have watched that about easily over 100 times.
Aye,
Easily
mate.
over 100
Are
times.
you guys going to fuck right now?
I'm sure, mate. It's just I feel.
I can't believe it. I never knew that. We've known each other. I can't.
Aye.
It's fucking.
But nobody, because you know, every cunt compares me to just Frankie Boyle, and obviously like Frankie Boyle, like, I love him as well, mate. And
I'd say you're better looking than him at least.
100%, mate. Frankie Boyle's fuck ugly. Isn't he? He's so ugly, mate.
Aye,
Like,
he's not the best looking chap.
Well, that's Frankie Boyle never coming in the show. Sorry, Frankie.
see, the thing is, mate, I love Frankie, right? But I have like some criticism towards him as well, and that's how I know he'll not come on now. Because a lot of comedians are butthurt with things. It's like you're allowed to have a professional and personal opinion on somebody. You know what I mean? Like we love Ross as a stand-up comedian, but he's a weapon outside it.
Aye, the worst guy.
Aye, the worst human being ever.
How?
I'm only fucking, mate. You're all right.
Oh.
I know. I'm just. I remember watching Lee Evans and that, mate, and I just went, "Oh, that'd be class." And then I went in a football camp to Mercia, and me and a guy called Ewan Russell. I've had him in a podcast because he does like he took this huge shift for going from like football to hairdressing, and I went, "Classmate, you've came out as a homosexual. That's nice." And then he was on, and I remember this even makes me sound gay, but we were sitting in bed together, not in a gay way. And we're wanking each other off as we're watching Frankie Boyle. No, but we're watching Frankie Boyle, mate, and he just turned around and he goes, "Mate, you could do that. That'd be fucking class." And I went, "It would be, wouldn't it, man? It'd be brilliant." And then I just fucking went and done it, mate. I just went to Jesters and I performed, mate. And obviously, like, I'm adopted and that, mate. And the only time I've ever felt at home was on a stand-up stage. Do you know what I mean? So
I get that, mate. I totally get that. Like, it's you kind of when you go on, you go, right. This is.
Aye.
It's mental because people would think standing in front of a room of 20, 200 people at any point, fuck doing that. How could you feel comfortable? But it's mental. You go, this is where I am most at fucking peace.
Aye. That's
what I
what I
mean?
just felt, mate. And
Aye.
I tell every cunt, I'm like, look, man, even if you're not funny and you're just going to go up and talk shite, just go do it because it gets you over that fear.
He wants me to do a set, right? A 5-minute set, but he writes it.
Just do it, mate.
And no, but he's going to write a shite set and just
Aye.
watch me bomb on stage and see how I deal with it.
Well, that's what we were talking about doing for See the Fringe. Like, just go to the Fringe and I'll write somebody's 5-minute and they'll write mine. And obviously, I'm deliberately going to write the most fucked up shit for them to say on the stage.
Looking at it like that.
Aye, mate, they're just got to do it. But all we were talking about, why we should do is go do 3 separate 5 minutes of an already, like, say, Kevin Bridges. But like, you'll finish a 5-minute of Kevin and then I'll do the middle bit and it'll just and then they'll do the ending and it'll make zero sense to the crowd because you just come on, you wouldn't even introduce yourself, like, so he'll finish on the word "oh fuck" and then I'll come on and go "ing" and then continue the whole set. You know what I mean? I was like, that'd be so funny to do, and nobody's up for doing it, but because they went, I don't want to copy somebody's material, and I went, aye, but obviously the whole point is it's a joke. Like, we're not trying to steal somebody's material. We're wanting to see if a crowd is clever enough to go, wait, what the fuck is going on here? We've heard all the jokes before.
Aye.
But I nobody's game, mate.
So we're going to try and get through at the Fringe this week, aren't we?
Aye.
I went through on Friday, man. There's a genuine buzz about the place. And I went, what?
Everybody who goes to the Fringe should be beheaded.
You think so?
Aye, on the spot, mate.
Oh, mate.
As
well,
they
I've
enter
got-
Edinburgh,
see
I'll
that-
behead them.
Islamic State, man.
Well,
That's what it should become, mate.
See that day we're going through? I've got a gig. I've got a short spot that day.
I need to behead you then.
Yeah.
No, it's alright, mate, like the Fringe and that, but mate, have you seen the fucking TikTok live of the Edinburgh Fringe?
I mean, I'm going
Mate,
to
that's
the
what
Fringe
they're telling everybody to plug it, is on TikTok. And mate, I
Mate, don't,
put up two shitty wee TikToks, just shit that came into my head. I thought I'll put something
Aye.
to see if it sticks. And they got like more views than recent stuff I put out
I
that I,
tell you,
thought was
do that, but
funnier.
I tell you,
Because
you
you
need,
tagged the Fringe.
you need to go with the trending tags with that fucking app.
Mate, I don't know what they are. I go to I'll say to like Lana or my sister or something, like, go into TikTok and tell me, I don't know how the fuck to do it. I just want to. Do you know what annoys me, right, about TikTok, right? I will put a wee bit of thought. No mega, a wee bit of thought. Did you see the man I done about getting recognised?
Mm-hmm.
Aye.
Right?
Shite.
I'm not saying it. I loved it personally.
Right, whether you thought it was funny or no, right? You look at that, the one I done in the shower about the tradesman stuff. There's loads of shit I've put up there, right? Which
Why did they up with the tradesman thing? Because it was a trending sound. That's why it went big.
Aye, exactly, right? And then you get
So
all
it is.
these other fucking shitey wee videos that go viral, and it's just clips of like Family Guy.
Aye.
And you're like, why is that, like, what the fuck? And then you got all these other
People
ones.
like
It's like
Family Guy.
you're drawing.
People like Family Guy and not you.
Andrew Tate, probably the most fucking famous
No,
thing
but
on
what about-
TikTok.
But do you know why?
Aye,
so-
because he's Hustlers University.
Okay, so see with Hustlers University, do you know what it is? Hustlers
Pyramid
University, Pyramid Scheme. And see as you go down it, it's like, all right, if you recommend somebody and they stay in the programme, it's 50% off. But do you know what you need to do? You need to create several TikTok accounts and keep
keep spamming
posting
Tate.
Tate. That's how he's so big.
And then they make money off of spamming,
Everybody
Tate
spamming
and
it,
everyone getting in. So it is a pyramid scheme.
Aye, it literally is.
Andrew Tate aside, even
Aye.
those daft wee videos you see are like fucking people kidding on that there's something that they're no, like, oh, best time on holiday with my fucking BF and an all-inclusive or whatever, and you're like, it's just you showing me a fucking swimming pool, a bit of sand, and a fucking shitey wee restaurant.
I will.
And then you got all the videos where it's like, this initial loves you, fucking like to claim, fucking use the sound, all this fucking shit.
But see-
and this initial a fucking E, and then you go, my
Aye.
sister's called Emma, fuck, I'm going to end up shagging my sister
I
again.
don't know where you're getting for that.
Let's
but-
just put a.
Where's
Hold
going
up!
on here?
Wait a minute.
You do have a
Something
sister,
ain't
don't
right.
you?
What?
You do have a sister, don't you?
Aye, he's just said her name. And
You need to, like, she needs to watch out for you.
let's
now, 'cause
just
I
put
don't
a
know what
pin in
that
this,
bit there.
and we'll move on for this before
Aye.
you're fucking reprimanded. It's gonna be like that fucking FBI be got him fucking police coming through the roof.
No, but see now you're talking about the wee videos do well and all that, and they're doing all that, and the Family Guy thing, but they don't have anything to follow on. They don't have anything to promote. So whereas, see, like, you're posting clips of the podcast, like what we do, people come over to the podcast, and what happens when they come over to the podcast? More subscribers, more views. What does that generate? Monetizable gain. So that's what occurs.
I know. Well, that Hugh Keevans clip get about 40k views or something
Aye.
like that on TikTok.
And you should have
which-
capitalised it. You're too inconsistent with that app as well.
What do you
Aye.
mean?
Mate, I literally clipped up about 3 or 5 for your podcast with just Mikey, and I done it today.
What do you mean, clip up?
But just
Get
screen
wee
record.
clips,
aye,
screen record, clip it up, put the bits in it. I literally done it for you today. I'll send you them.
Cheers, mate.
Aye.
Do you know, I'd love
This
to do
guy's
it
on
today,
the
but-
ball.
so basically, like, I know what you're saying, right? And it does take time, and I appreciate you doing that. That's really good. I'd love to have the
Man,
time to do
people-
it, but sometimes I don't because I'm too busy doing other stuff with stand up.
Aye.
I've got a fucking day job, and some other prick just wants to fucking sit and do fuck on, show up, and you don't even think, oh, I could maybe do
He's
that.
quite right, mate. He's the main attraction. So you got to let him slide in certain things.
Aye, it's like Ronaldo. You let him kick about and do what the fuck he
Aye,
wants, and he's going to pop up and score goals. I'm going to pop up and give you what you want, but you just need to let me be me.
Let him, aye. Just let him do
Let,
him.
let me fucking flow. Let me just don't fucking tie me down. There was some podcast he wasn't letting me say certain things that I was going to say. And all. He's like,
Right, they were right fucking out of order. Like,
Right,
it wasn't even like
let's
a joke where you can go, right, there's a target behind this. This isn't actually that bad. You were being out and out fucking. I'm like, no. Like, you think the FBI are coming through to do me for incest? You're going to fucking
It's
jail for a long
actually
time.
strange. See, when I got in here, he was wearing like a full KKK outfit.
It was your dad's, wasn't it?
Aye. Runs in the family, mate. But that is where racism comes from, isn't it? It's all passed down.
Correct. How much? So with your stand up, how much shit have you actually ever gotten in? Any whatsoever?
What do you mean, got in?
I mean, I've seen some of your stuff.
Do you ever get people coming up to you
I'm a fan, but
and saying,
What do you mean you're a fan, but? Go.
I can see how some mad fucking woke idiot
Aye.
would take it the wrong way.
mate, what the fuck, man? You
There's nothing wrong with calling somebody woke and calling them an idiot.
No, but you get people.
They can be.
They just try and.
It's the same with somebody who, like me, I'm a fucking idiot sometimes with my humour.
I know what you mean, but try and explain what you mean. I know what you mean, but people who are potentially not...
Somebody who's got blue hair. my missus has blue hair, mate. It's fine. She's a woke idiot.
I mean, somebody that just picks issue with anyone does.
Yeah.
If it doesn't suit their ideals.
So you could laugh about a joke about AIDS 1 minute, then take the hump for a cancer joke the next.
Exactly.
Right, I get
So
what you mean.
I get what you mean, and I think that's where it comes to the line of just being damn right ridiculous.
He's up there delivering a joke, which some of it might mean, but most of the stuff he doesn't mean.
No,
The-
I
the
don't
act-
actually fuck kids that we know of. Aye.
So just to clarify, we've had two beasts on the podcast. Mikey Motion, shut up.
Alright, well, that happens.
So
That's why we all hang about together, you know what I mean? It's the next Epstein thing.
The fucking the Glasgow comedy fucking
It's just, you know,
documentary. It's just
the pedo
instead of
circuit.
Epstein Island, it's the Vibram.
I think we just killed off his
it's
tickets.
fucking. Is it Ray Rogers or what?
His porno character. Aye.
Nah, I never go out to actually offend them, mate. It's just so you maybe look at it in like certain instances, like so see when my dad died, if your dad died, you might see it like, for instance, your grand died and you turned into your nephew and you said she might survive the gulag.
That's alright, she'll cut
Right.
the gulag guy.
See if you told me that, I would die in the spot, mate. I'd be as dead as your gran, right? I would find that so funny. I'd maybe fight on the gulag.
He's actually not coming home.
I would
Tune in
die
to
at that.
next week's episode. It's Sean Chalmers. We Biddy's gran in the gulag live here in the green room.
No, but like, I would fucking laugh at that. But see somebody else, they wouldn't, and that's fine if they wouldn't find it funny. But you don't need to make a big deal about it. That's the thing. Like, you don't need to fucking pile on somebody because I've made a fucking joke. Just don't listen to it. It's as simple as that. And that's the stereotypical thing every comedian says. But it is true. You don't need to. You don't need to like it. It's cool.
I agree with you. I think there's a room for everything, right?
Aye.
And I don't think any sort of comedy should be looked into that deeply.
Aye.
It's a fucking joke, right? Who cares? It's not actually happened, right? I remember Ricky Gervais years ago tweeted somebody back and they said, it was like, what's worse, paedophiles or jokes about paedophiles? And he went, well, one rapes kids and one tells it and one says words. Like,
Aye.
Have a fucking think about
It's
it.
obviously
Do
the
you know what
words.
I mean?
Aye.
Aye, it's
What?
I don't, what did he say that?
It's obviously the word.
Obviously.
But it is like, do you know what I mean? That's what it comes down to
Aye.
at the end of the day. You're not out and out. I think people just get their back up too much about it. Like, fucking relax. Do you know what I mean? Calm. I want, even everybody, calm the fuck down.
Aye, just chill out, man.
Just fucking have a laugh at Everton. Do you know what I mean? We're probably
Nah.
going to get fucking nuked into a
I'm
bloody
going to make
anyway in the next
doing a
5
fringe
years.
show, right? And I'm going to fucking Chris Rock him, man. Just up on that stage.
It's fucking slap, mate.
Open-handed, just fucking bitch slap him, man.
Mate, I wish that would happen to me. Imagine how viral that would go.
Well, I'm
Of me kicking fuck out of somebody or trying to
You
slap me.
fucking get somebody doing fucking putting him in a Gamora, man.
Honestly, mate, I would see if you come up to me on stage, and that's a warning to anybody watching this. If you come up to stage and me and you try and hit me, I'm laying utter fuck at you, and I'm not even taking a second. I know I'm a comedian, and you're meant to be witty about it, but no chance you come up and try to be violent to me. I'm laying you.
what are you trained in?
Muay Thai.
BGG.
I hate jiu-jitsu, mate,
Yeah.
but I've done it. Aye. So
What's-
I'm killing somebody.
Do you go and fight? Are you going to get fights?
No, mate. See, I get this all the time for the gym. So obviously I rip the cunt sometimes with Muay Thai and all that. And they always say to me, "Oh, why didn't you go fighting all that?" And I says, "Because my end goal is to be a stand-up comedian. And what's one thing you need? Your fucking brain."
And your teeth.
Maybe not,
Talking
no,
can
maybe
be,
not your
talking
teeth.
can be quite
but-
hard.
Aye.
Maybe, mate, if you're no teeth, you've maybe got a sort of wee back end door entry.
Aye, there you go, mate. Aye, but-
About you.
I got these take notes. So I can stop it down
Aye,
there.
basically. But obviously, like, see, and I can't even commit. I can't commit to a camp and all that for a fight because I'm too busy. Like, you know what stand-up's like, man? You kind of go and you're like just with the environment, have a drink, relax, chill, man. And you need to be sharp as fuck, and you can't be sharp as fuck when somebody's laying your head in all the time during like sparring. You know, that's
Do
how
you know
I
think you could
spar
maybe?
once.
Do you know think you could maybe do a fight right, but come up with such a good game plan to stop you getting hit? So you get in the ring right, or whatever you get into right, and then instead of just getting into like, fucking start fighting, you just start wanking them off to confuse them.
Well, I think that might be illegal.
And then,
That sounds like a DQ.
Aye.
and then when you're
Instant DQ.
and then when you're doing it, and he's like, "This is brilliant," and then you fucking spark him out.
You finish him off in both ways.
Do you know what I seen? Do you know what I seen the other day? It was some mad fucking Russian fight, and I seen a guy like take a knee during it,
Aye.
like to sort. And then when he took a knee, he pretended he was going to stand up, and the opponent kicked him, and he and the opponent get DQ'd, and they won the fight. And after it, he was saying like, after it, he was genuinely saying that was my game plan. I knew he would do that. I knew I'd bait him into hitting me. We were aimed to get him DQ'd, and now we've won the fight.
Fuck's sake, man.
Like next level, man.
Mate, Russia's class. Have you seen the mad ones where it's like 50 on 50?
Is this in the
Aye.
forest?
I guess it's the end. It's just like 10 guys kicking fuck out one guy.
One
I'm
cunt,
sorry.
mate, just wearing them. That's amazing, mate.
Are these the ones in the forest you're talking about?
Aye, but it's like everywhere, mate. Aye. They just do all these mad mental things in like Russia and Poland.
Aye, it's like 50v50 fights. I seen one that was like 10v10,
Aye.
and they just got to the stage. It was 7 guys just leathering one guy, man.
It's literally because some of them go, right, man, They obviously come in with the wrong game plan. Go, right, it must be like one on one and one on. And it's no. It's like two will go to one, leather him, and then the all just kind of go together and just start smashing one guy. It's phenomenal. I love violence, man.
Do you do sparring on that?
I spar, but I only try and spar once a week because a lot of guys do it like 3 times a week, and that's too much impact in the brain. Way too much. And I know you're talking about, like, could you not have a game plan where you try and minimise head trauma as much? But you can't.
I was saying that as a joke. I don't actually think you should walk
I'm not actually going to wank somebody
in front of a
Aye.
crowd and go like that, here, big man, and then start tugging him
Oh,
off.
you can just do what that boxer did, man. As soon as the bell rings, just go to the ring and fuck off.
Aye, mate. I literally just went, nope.
He just waited.
I've
Bell
never
rang.
seen this.
He
not
just
doing it.
climbed out the ring and fucked off.
I'm sure it was like a heavyweight fighter. And,
What a
mate,
shite bag.
I've been hit numerous times off a big heavyweight fighter for the gym called Josh Hanlon. He hit me so hard, like in my pelvis, and it's fucked my digestive system for 6 months. I'm not even kidding.
Why do people do this, man? There must be better ways to make money.
Nah, mate. See, the thing is, it's like there is this weird addiction of getting punched in the face, or like, see, the thing is, like, I'm depressed, right? See, when you go into an MMA gym, you're with other guys who also feel depressed, anxious, like loads of mental health issues, and it's like you go there and everybody's like suffering with the same issue, and you all kind of come together and it becomes normalized.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we all kind of, it's weird. It's like you don't actually physically talk about it, but you talk about it with your bodies. Do you get what I mean by that?
Aye.
Not in a sexual way. I mean, just like the way are like moving about and hitting each other, and then like when you finish a round, you kind of just know, like, oh man, he's maybe having like a proper bad few days with us. You can just tell, mate.
Really?
Honestly,
Yeah.
you meet like, why are you laughing? You can't. You meet like minded. I know. You do.
I just don't understand how you can go and try and punch fuck out somebody and then go, he's having a bad week, probably because I punched him, broke his fucking jaw.
No, mate, it's the only place where like they'll kick fuck at you, but they'll tell you how they kicked fuck at you. And they'll tell you how to not get kicked fuck at you.
Aye. Whereas I'm just going to kick fuck at you and leave
Aye.
you there just
Aye, he
like
will.
a broken man.
See if you, I know what you're saying about you obviously train
Aye.
a style of fighting. See if you want natural fighting, he's your man. I've watched this guy lay out 3 cunts.
Aye, but
Easy.
if he was to come up against who I was talking about with Josh Hanlon, Josh would kill you.
Aye, because he's trained in
That's what I'm
fighting.
saying. Aye, but if you with a natural ability, therefore came to the gym and started training,
Aye, it'd
you
be
imagine how
different.
good
Aye.
you would be.
Aye, I was
Aye.
speaking to a guy last night. His dad runs a D unit down Wirasti.
Aye.
They're like fight at the MMA gym. And he was saying I should come down in that. Do you know what I mean? Because
But you're
Think-
too
thinks I'd
big
be
and
good at
too.
it.
You're genetically blessed for that. I would see if I was your size, mate. I would 100% be doing sports and all that.
no, I did do sports for ages. Like,
Aye.
I played fucking American football, basketball, football.
I was going to say,
I
you'd be
went to
class for that.
boxing.
Aye.
I went to boxing and that as well. You know, and then obviously just fucking
Fell away from
things
it.
happen. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
You grow up, you get fond of going out, you're fond of doing this and that. You start getting injuries. Like my knee's still fucked for fucking years ago. But when I
That's
tore-
what happens to you when, like,
I
big
tore my
guys don't
patella
train.
tendon,
Aye.
and it's been fucked. Ever so often, I'll just go, my knees went, and then it's fucked for like half an hour, and then it's fine again.
Mhm.
But it's always there. But plus, I'm just a lazy bastard these days, man. Do you know what I mean? Like,
It's a
there's
comedy podcast, isn't it? And we've went pretty serious with a lot of
I
shit
know.
here.
I'm trying to bring it back with you're good at sports, I'm good at pub sports, darts, bowls, fucking pool. You know what
I mean, you are 100% built for darts.
oh,
Aye.
100%,
Aye.
mate. I would honestly love to be that
But you
good
shite
at
at
darts because I
darts.
could get
How is that a sport? But it's the only one they sit with like a packet of McCoys and a pint, and it gets classed as a sport.
how funny is that one of the guys fucking hits 180 and just flashes his nipple? With the wee shirt and he's like,
It's a brilliant.
it's the only sport like in between fucking games you can go to back and have a fag.
Aye, mate. I know.
Aye, you did, didn't they?
Aye, they
That's
would.
where they came off. And they,
He was
they
telling
did
one of
their
them was telling his pal, "Oh, you're back for a fag." Man.
It's fucking ridiculous.
That's unbelievable. But what a night out.
Have you been to the darts,
I've
eh?
never been actually, but I've heard it's
Aye,
amazing.
so what a night out for not your experience.
I love
Aye,
it.
what a
Pals
night
that went
out.
yet.
Fucking bandwagon.
pals that
jumper,
went
eh?
yet.
Fake again, mate. Lying bastard.
Fake as
Utter
fuck.
fake.
Fake it till you make it. I know I had pals that went years ago and they went with one of the boys who's a bit of a victim to bullying at times. It's all in good nature and he wasn't sure and they went out with him and they were going to the Hydro for it and they got him his ticket and it was off Ticketmaster but they printed it off on like fucking A90. So he's like showed up to the pub and he's all nervous and that, but they're trying to get him out, you know, and all like that. And he shows up and he's like, "Oh, did you just get the tickets?" Like, "Aye, it's in here." And fucking next thing you know, man, he's like, and he's shiting
Fucking
himself because
hell,
he's not. He's like, "What did I do?" You know, obviously they've got the real one there
Aye.
somewhere. I don't think they did. I don't know what happened, but they told me that was a really good night out.
Aye.
So that's where that comes from. But I've watched it on the TV and I'm sure it's a fucking good night out.
It just seems.
What I
like-
don't get is let's see is his name Peter Wright Snakebite? Is that his name?
Aye.
What a fucking ball bag. Honestly, what a first class cunt. Like, who wants to go, right, do you know what? I'm a professional darts player, I'm good. I'll not let my ability do the talking because I'm going to dress like a fucking moron. And then I'm going to be English and then go
He's
actually.
shaming him, mate.
He's
You're
going to say
transphobic
something
here, aren't
about how
He's not trans.
No,
He looks it.
he's going to say something about, he's going to try and slag Peter Wright's hair when he's fucking want to talk, man.
There's a difference between how many people have dyed their hair bleach blonde and how many people got a fucking green mohawk and paint a snake on the side of their face.
A lot of people, you know what I mean?
Aye.
A lot, mate.
And then, but the bit that annoys me about him is he was like English and then he's Scottish and all that. Same with the Scotland national
So
team.
you're racist as well now, mate.
Aye,
He's transphobic and racist now. What else should I add to this today,
do you
mate?
want to just fucking look at the fucking running
Aye.
script and get back on
I know,
track?
let me
That's
look
fucking
at,
shocking,
let me
mate.
look at the running order.
I know,
Hold on.
back to the bit we were talking about with the fucking
It's-
style of jokes. Right. You talk to me about how you would you're one of the comedians actually that came up to me says I've wrote a horrific joke that'd be great for you.
I've sent you a couple, haven't I?
I've heard the joke. It's fucking horrific.
I would never say it.
I think that's you're just sending yourself on a one-way route to fucking honestly just
I think to be a good comedian, you need to be able to write anything.
Aye. Mate, don't get me wrong, I have wrote stuff for where you go for TV. Like I'm not actually, but everybody just assumes, oh, Sean must just write like that, like one style. But nah, I'm quite versatile with things. But do you remember the thing that happened with the Chinese people and they found like a lorry full of them?
aye.
I said, my joke was when I heard there was a lorry full of Chinese, my first thought was what fat bastard had ordered that.
It was me. So you said your first gig was at where? Jesters?
Jesters, mate. Aye.
I don't remember this. I don't know. Is this before my time?
Just by planes, nah, mate.
Where is it?
Just a wee bit by planes.
And how did you get on?
I smashed it, mate.
First five?
Aye, first five, smashed it, and then Colin asked me to do another 10, and I didn't do it because we were in lockdown. So, and
But-
like, see Jimmy and all that, they were like on this thing the other day saying, Sean's the most experienced here. And I went, I'm not, mate. I went, I've done like 10 gigs, mate. Through choice, obviously. Like, I've been offered loads of things, but sometimes I kind of pick and choose them, and then I go too much into see the politics of fucking comedy. You know what it's like within the scene. And I just got too much into it, and I was like, nah, fuck all this place, fuck that place, fuck that place. I'm not going to that place.
Is there anything that you've not really tried yet that you'd like to try within comedy?
Probably heroin.
Wouldn't advise it.
No, like, people always talk about,
It's fucking stand-up comedy. He's no like leading wet. Like, what the fuck you on about?
no, but loads of people are talking about like going to Edinburgh and that, but I'm quite comfortable with Glasgow, mate. I
Aye.
like Glasgow.
Would you go down south at all to do it?
Aye, Liverpool looks class, mate.
I see the Liverpool comedy scene does look quite. They all look actually.
They're all
south.
tight together, mate, and that's what we're hoping to build up here.
This is very true. I like Liverpool as a city. Take comedy to the equation and bring it in, it makes it even better. I think the odds, the support network down there is unfucking believable.
Aye, there's a podcast I watch. It's for the Liverpool ones.
What's happening? Or is
I
it?
think it's what's happening. Aye.
What's happening? Danny Davis. No, you said you get one of them up, didn't you?
Aye, Gary Highland's coming up.
Brilliant.
Aye.
That's what we need to do. You need to spread my love about it, man, and promote each other.
I met Gary at the Vibram, and obviously we're both ginger, so we automatically got along. No, but we got along like fuck, and just got talking to me in the DMs and that, and both mutual. Like anytime you're up, come on the podcast, vice versa. Just a good environment, mate, and that's what I'm saying. He doesn't even know me that well, and he's already wanting to build a strong relationship. Whereas with other certain comedians up here, man, it's quite shite because nobody wants to do anything together. Whereas like me and you, we met. I think we're like one of the fucking very few that have met and went, why to do each other's shows?
Exactly. I think you've got to. If you look at, right, I'm in this game of stand-up comedy or show business in the comedy sector where I do a comedy podcast and all the fucking rest of it, I do sketches or whatever. Right, where do I want to go? How am I going to get there? Right, I need to get an audience. How am I going to build that audience? Because me and you doing this, right, we can only really show that to the people that we know who have us on social media. And then you hope that they share it to people that we don't know, and it spirals like that. 9 times out of 10, does it happen?
Aye.
Does it fuck? So then, if you can't rely on it, like obviously you want an audience to be able to do that, but it doesn't always happen. So what else can you rely on apart from that? You want to be able to rely on
Also,
other podcasts, other comedians to help share your stuff to their fan base and share the fucking
people
wealth.
that I know in my work that don't really have like Facebook or anything like that. I've not got, and a few of them have said I just seen it on YouTube, but they just came across it on YouTube and went, "There's Biddy."
Aye.
Clicked on it. Do you know what I mean? They didn't. Like, it's not something that's been shared to them. They've just been on YouTube looking for things.
Aye, it's an algorithm thing.
Aye,
Aye,
and
mate.
they've just popped up.
But if I share my audience with you, you share yours with mine. It's mutually beneficial for all parties.
100%. And then, like you say, we'll go on to this. We're talking about putting a show on. We've got a date for it, haven't we?
Yes, we do. And it's my show. It's only mine. Ross is just turning up.
When is it?
I can't believe you got so butthurt about that.
I was watching it and I thought...
I slipped up with one word, mate. I said my rather than
I
others.
approached Sean initially and then he went on a podcast that's all about fitness. I wasn't really interested in watching it, obviously, because it was about fitness and I thought, fuck that. And then Sean was on it and he kind of made it all about... He made it all about him and comedy and totally ruined the guy's fucking... the boy who does this podcast, like, theme and he just hijacked it.
The podcast is called Chat Shit Get Cancelled, right? And what's the aim of that?
They
Say the most
ultimately
horrific
just-
shit and get cancelled, right? So I've been on it twice and I basically go on...
At several points throughout it, I'm sure he turned and went, I'm trying to kind of keep this nutritional or something. And you're sitting there going, like, aye, but what about ISIS when he cut cunts' heads off? And I'm like,
No, but if he's challenging you to come on there and get cancelled, if
That is-
the name is Chat Shit,
So that is the premises of the podcast, right? But he is obviously a PT and other guests that he's had on are in that industry. But I had Gavin on mine first, and that's what I'm saying. There again, we made a fucking great friendship and relationship. But see, anytime I'm on, it doesn't revolve around fitness. It revolves around me getting cancelled.
can I just say, by the way, I did watch it and I think his podcast's great. I was just making a wee joke because I'm fat and about fitness. That is a great podcast. You should totally listen to it.
Aye, that
But
is
if I ever
cool,
meet him in the street,
Back
we won't go on because
Aye, look
obviously
at
he
me.
wants to... Do
big
Suck them off.
fucking
Oh,
mod.
sorry, Gavin, bro.
you know what? I'm sorry,
Gavin.
Gavin, that you had to have your own podcast hijacked by this prick. And then he also went on and said, my show, my show, my show, my
Basically,
show.
my show now.
I think me and him should start a podcast and
Aye.
just do you away.
Aye. Fuck you, Ross.
Out the
You
door.
want to sit here, mate, and I'll sit here now.
I'm getting fucking grilled anyway, mate, as well. Why
Aye.
don't we talk about your show that
Right,
I'm
well,
going
my
to be a
show,
minuscule
basically-
part of?
My show, basically. No. Ross and I are putting on a quality show. We are in the Vibram, and it's
Correct.
a whole thing based upon, we see this separation within comedy where it's, now you went woke bitches, right? It's basically
I believe it was idiots, but never call them bitches.
bitches, whatever, I just call them that.
That should be crazy.
Feminism. But basically the whole premise of the show is we don't want that separation within comedy. Like, I'm a huge fan of comedy, whether it's dark, your Lee Evans, woke comedy, anything. See if it's funny, it's funny. And we wanted to bring essentially the two worlds together and make a night out of it. And that's what we're planning on doing. And it's called The Good and the Evil. Obviously, I'm the good and he's a piece of shit.
This is correct.
Absolute garbage human
Aye.
being, man.
But I think I like the way you've taken it because I'll be honest, right? See, from a selfish point of view,
You just wanted for stage time.
aye, I did. You're right, to be honest. But I wanted to work with you in terms of that aspect because we've got that two different styles.
Well,
Uh-huh.
basically, the way
And
I
I-
described it is you're like Kevin Bridges and I'm Frankie Boyle. Like, that's the styles we would go down because we get compared to them all the time. It's non-stop, isn't it? It literally is, mate.
How do you feel about it when you get compared to people?
Obviously,
like that?
Frankie Boyle is one of my comedy idols, so I don't take offence to it. I go, oh, that's class. That means like...
You've probably took, but watching him, you've probably took bits of his delivery and how he does it. And
Aye, like, well, you take like kind of style. Like, I can't go up there and play a fucking piano like Lee Evans. So, do you know what I mean? So let me tell you about cancer. I'm playing the piano. Do you know what I mean? The weird. Never even done a cancer joke yet. I really need to write one for this show.
brilliant. I'll make sure I buy my ticket.
If anybody's got cancer, please turn up. No, but obviously, if you've got a couple of days left to live, you want to laugh, don't you? So you would obviously go to a comedy show.
I can't even argue with that. That is actually a pretty good
Oh,
point.
let's just hope they beat it. And don't
I
get a few
know.
days
I
left.
want
of
you
it.
to beat it, man. Fuck's sake. I don't even know where I'm going with my point here. What was I got to say? What the fuck we
Our
talking about?
ticket sales are absolutely fucking humped now.
Mate, they're actually not. See, the more fucked up stuff I say, it just drives numbers, mate.
Do you think so?
Aye, well, obviously. Because see the issue is, see the people that get offended by stuff, they're so fucking stupid because what they end up doing is they bring a broader audience towards you. And then the issue is with people who get cancelled is they focus on the people that hate them too much rather than the people that like them. So you actually need to focus on this group that like you, that are going to come see you, watch your stuff, and see all the other fucking shit. That just drives Like, say 1 out of 10 people, 9 get offended and 1 likes you. There's an ticket sale. There's an subscriber. You know what I mean?
Aye. That's very true.
Yeah.
What's the date of this? Because I can't remember.
The 10th of September, doors are at 7, but the show starts at 8. So the way I thought it would run, because it's my show, would be obviously Mikey Emotions hosting it. We obviously love Mikey. I know you want to suck Mikey dry. And then we've got Tubbs.
Phenomenal.
Love
Phenomenal.
Mate. And Tubbs, I assume Tubbs is going to be the evil part. I assume that.
I'd like to think so.
If I buy a ticket, can I get front row?
100% you can get front row, and I'll make 20 minutes all about you. So then we start with like the bad, good, and then I'll go on, and then you go on last. Nothing to do with you headlining. I just decided to cut my time. I decided to cut my time down because, like I say, the comedy.
See, honest, I don't need the full half hour. It's just to run out new stuff. I'll obviously. Is there any meant to try and run out new stuff? I know, but because you need to try and put good shit in it as well.
Do you really need half an hour?
Well, if I'm
I
planning,
don't know if I could listen to him for half an hour.
if I'm planning on doing a solo show,
I mean, I'm struggling to listen to him for like the hour in this podcast.
I'm fucking scun up, mate. Every time he talks, I'm like,
you
this
guys
guy's
are really
suck.
offending me. Fuck you guys.
Aye.
What was your worst ever gig then? Was it a Club 100 one that we done?
Yes, everybody from Club 100 should be beheaded by ISIS, 100%.
Why,
I would have been in
why
Motherwell.
ISIS? Why do juniors go in there?
Because I'm not religious, mate. You know what I mean? ISIS are, and it should be for religious reasons only. They should be beheaded.
So what grounds of religious reasons should they be beheaded because of your show?
They didn't like my religious joke, mate. And if anything, I was anti-religion for that joke.
I don't know. I think that room just wasn't.
It's not a room for comedy, mate.
What
It's
does
just
it
not.
feel like? So you've done that joke.
Yeah.
I don't think they were on board with you.
So what does that feel
To
like
say the
when
least.
you're standing there? Jokes went down terrible.
Aye.
Like, what would you compare it
It's super funny.
to? Is it?
See,
There's two ways you can take it.
comedians, right, obviously, if I bomb, I will go home. Like I say, I'm quite autistic sometimes. When I love something so much, I hyper obsess over it, right? I will still go home and hyper obsess over the fact that I bombed there. Why did I bomb? Like, people just think, oh, the jokes weren't strong enough, but you need to think about the environment you're in, what the crowd was, like various circumstances play into it.
I wouldn't say the jokes weren't strong enough. I don't think that's a fair assessment. I think the jokes are good. I think the writing's good. I just think that room wasn't going to be on board with MD today, that style of humour. If that night was in there and it was like wrong comedy, where it was, I just think people would have been away at the break and going, fuck this, we're going home because it's no your style.
Is this a night you done well?
I did do well at Club 100.
Aye, he did.
No religious jokes in.
No, I don't.
No.
I don't tend to do any religious stuff. I did actually when I first started doing it. I think my 6th gig ever, I tried a bit on Noah's Ark. My sort of crucifixion. I thought I had my, Billy Connolly made it like his big first thing was the crucifixion. I took Noah's Ark, and the whole point of the fucking joke was that Noah's had a hard day farming. He goes out the back smoking gold in Bethlehem. God appears to him, and he goes, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, and God goes, have I done that one yet? It was pure shite. It is utter dog shit. And then at the end of it,
I fucking hates your comedy, by the way.
No, I've
Every
told it since.
podcast I
told it
watch
one
him,
night.
he is like, you're the worst comedian ever.
I don't know. I
told
don't know.
the
Do
joke
you know what it
once.
is?
That's not even that. Can I
I need
finish
to
it,
keep
please?
his
Can I
ego
finish it,
in
please?
check.
Because
I
that
need to
makes
keep his
I'm
ego
trying
in
to
check.
redeem any wee bit left.
If I don't
I've
keep
got
his
here.
ego in check, he's going to go too far and get himself cancelled. So I need to keep his
I
ego in
don't do
check.
anything bad though. The whole point
Ross,
I know is
I
that
will put this out here. Ross will never get cancelled, right? And I don't mean to offend you by saying this, but you even know this. You do play it safe.
I'm well in the fucking
Aye,
I'm
mate.
never caught
But
offside.
that's what I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with that. If you feel like that's your style of humour and that's the way you like it done, that's cool. But I still think you're a gimp for doing it. But
But, right, can I get back to this fucking nose
Right,
up bit?
finish
Go
Noah.
back,
So
mate.
the whole point of the joke, and it is shite, right? But I just
Aye.
want to get it all out there because people go, that was a bit shit, right? The whole point it was at the end, Noah's kicking off because he's got to build the ark and he's like, what the fuck? I'm a farmer, I'm not a giner. And then God says, right, look, I'll send you all the materials, just do it. I better go, I've got the wee man tonight. You think you've got it bad? Wait till that wee cunt finds out what you got for him, right? That was the whole point. It was past my 6th gig, right? And that was it.
I'm
So
pretty
that's the
sure I've
only
heard you do that.
You'll never have heard me do that. I can promise you'll never have heard me do that.
Where was the gig?
Peckham's, open mic.
Maybe not, aye. Maybe I was at Peckham's, mate. You never seen me.
Again, it was
He was in the back lurking, just
Aye,
fucking.
just
Mate,
scouting out, man.
it was utter dog shit. I've never
Aye.
went back to it. My dad loved it. He thought there's
Right,
something.
flex your dial on me, you know what I mean? Way to bring it up, mate. Thanks.
A fucking dick, innit?
Selfish bastard, mate. Because you've got one I've no.
You knew about that.
Aye.
And you'd mentioned it and he'd said how
Aye.
much it hurts him, and you
And
went and done
you
that.
had to just bring up the fact that your dad was at your comedy show. And my
He
dad,
wasn't. I
my
told
dad
him
never
out the
gets
back,
to see me
what a
do
fag.
comedy.
His dad has no seen how great he's became.
Aye,
And you're just flexing on him. like that.
that's fucking shocking, mate.
Just to reiterate, my dad has not came to see me do stand up. We had a discussion about it out the back over a cigarette. That was.
Well, I
basically-
can never have a cigarette with my dad. Because it would inflame his ashes even more.
Tough shit. Right.
That is one thing that fucks me, see, mentally. See, the fact he'll never actually get to see me on stage. I know we're getting a bit serious here, but that does fuck my head a lot.
Really?
Aye, because, well, my dad, like, obviously I'm adopted, so my adoptive father, I loved him. I love my mum, but I don't really. No, I love my adoptive mum, right? But you know that bond that you have with your dad, ain't you? I don't know if you do.
I can
Aye,
relate to 100%. You obviously, I don't know, you're the
Do you love your mum? You're like quite a mum's boy, do you know what I mean?
Mixed.
Mixed.
are you
Aye.
fuck, you're a mummy's boy.
Yeah, aren't you?
You know
it's cool,
you
mate,
are.
admit it.
You know you are.
It's cool, man.
Mixed.
Is
Aye.
it fuck? You're still hanging off
No
end of
admitting
nips.
it in the pod. Whoa.
Oh, whoa.
Let's just fucking backtrack a minute. Shut it.
No, but I just think that's quite a serious thing because obviously, like, my main aim with stand up is to sell it to Hydro, and I know one day I'll do it. But my mum will probably not even make it, mate. Like, she's old as shit. Like, my mum's 80-year-old. My dad was in that age range when he passed as well. So it kind of fucks me a bit knowing that it's as if I'm in like a fucking time bomb, like with my mum. Like, I need to sell that fucking Hydro before she dies. And obviously, the time bomb ran out for my dad, and that does fuck me because I'd love to have seen him see me do this and get all that pure cheesy proud way. Because that's a surreal feeling, like having somebody you love and they get to see you achieve all your goals. And obviously I'll be looking after my mum and all that even more, like when I get wealthy as fuck. I think that's what we all kind of aim for in a wee bit.
100%, mate. Aye, 100%. I know what you mean. My mum and dad don't want to come see me do it.
Out of shame.
Mum doesn't. Aye, I don't know.
Don't
I actually spoke to my dad about it, and he's like, no, I don't want to see you do it.
No?
I was like, why? He's like, nah, I just don't. I was like, all right, cool.
Aye.
So you've got that time where you want, you know, you've got.
I don't want her to see the performance. I want her to see the dream happen.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? Because I had to explain to my mum yesterday what pegging means. Right? Obviously, Prince William just got pegged. Right? And I wrote loads of jokes about it. And she came in and yesterday she's like, oh, what are you doing? I was like, I'm just writing some material on that. And she goes, oh, what's that about? And I went, what happened to Prince William? She went, what happened to Prince William? And Jesus Christ, you are old as fuck. How do you not know this?
Did he get pegged? What? I didn't even know this.
I got pegged. Like, he cheated on his missus and got pegged. That's what happened.
I think I actually
Source story.
It's literally everywhere on the news.
Mate, I was on Sky News trying to do it because I like there's like
Aye.
when I did a quiz and I could see anything about Prince William getting that fucking pegging.
Right?
See, he fucking knows you're writing jokes about us and he's already writing it in the quiz. You fucking fixing bastard.
No, I didn't. I
You
didn't write
fixed
anything about it. It wasn't. No, I went on to Sky News to pick. There's always at least one topical joke in it. Joke question in it, right?
Joke.
A joke.
They're all jokes.
Future king pegged. What a joke. Let him speak.
Aye. So basically, my mum asked her what happened, and I says, "Oh, well, I got pegged." She goes, "Oh, what does that mean?" And I went, "Right. Well, when a fucking man, when a woman puts on a plastic penis and puts it up a guy's arse." And I went to tell this to my 80-year-old mum, and she's like, "Oh, well, what's like the joke you've wrote?" And I was going to obviously debut this on the next podcast for Paul's live reaction because I do like a thing called like kind of the Big Red Roundup, and it's like a collage of jokes throughout the week.
Aye.
Put them all together and put it out. And I says, I don't know why everybody's getting so offended by this. I'm just glad there's a royal that prefers the taste of plastic to kids. And I had to tell my mom this, and she just went, I'm actually glad I don't come see you.
See, to be fair, but I like that
Aye.
because there's a target behind that joke,
Aye.
and it's really. Although people might go, "Oh, that's crude," he's the one that took it up at fucking dung hatch. Get what I mean?
Aye, there's nothing wrong with
There's
it,
a
mate.
target in that. That's.
Do you know,
a fucking,
how
that is-
ridiculous that is that a guy's sexual preference is part of the fucking news? Like, that's how shit the news is. Just a guy getting a fucking dick up the ass. Who cares?
I know. See the more we're obsessed with it.
Just a broing down, man.
You know it, mate. See, man, I love you, mate.
Just a royal guy being a royal dude, man.
Yeah, getting a royal pegging, mate. There's nothing wrong with it.
Amazing. Who done it?
Don't know, man. Some mad bitch.
Really?
Aye.
When did it happen?
I think it was like a few years ago. And basically,
She's coming out.
she's come out and fucking said, well, apparently the prince or something loves her
Ah,
pegging.
right. Wait a minute. Somebody's come out and cried it. How true.
Whether
is
it happened or it didn't happen, there's so many jokes for it.
Oh, no, 100%.
So as a comedian, I've got this whole thing that I think every catastrophe is happened by a comedian because comedy's got stale. So I think a comedian did 9/11, so we would have 20 years of material. Think about it. I'm actually working on a huge bit for that for your show,
Seriously.
honestly. But think about it.
I'm excited to see the show.
Aye.
It'll be good. It's going to be, honestly, mate, it's going to be amazing.
I think it was my first time.
I think there's going to be something for everybody in it, and it's going to generate so much, like, I don't know, like, you're going to see so many different styles.
Think your arse will go.
No.
First time me seeing you live.
No, really.
in
Oh, the
front
pressure
row.
is on, mate.
Sitting front row, looking intimately into your eyes.
All I'm saying is, if you fuck it, he's doing this podcast and he's in. It's just got to be called the beans. Or the
I'm
pies.
pie.
I'm sorry, I forgot your pie.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. I don't really think I'll bottle it if you're a...
Look at him, I can tell.
He's
Look
like,
at his body.
he's like, oh,
I don't know, man.
But do you think when you got up on that stage you're acting as much as you're telling jokes?
Well, obviously it's an act.
Aye,
I'm not an actual terrible human being.
No, I know, no, but I mean, like, you go up and you tell material, but I think regardless of who's... See, if you're sitting there, I'm blocking you out,
But you're not going to interact like what you do for a job, big man. Fucking.
and then everybody will be like,
We know this guy.
aye. Like,
See, the thing is, I know, but because of it's basically you're running a material night, crowd interaction might be minimum.
You're just you want to test your
Aye.
new stuff.
Mikey will take care of that, MC takes care of that.
Yeah.
By all means, if it's part of you want to be able to test. Material night can be as much as I want to test my sharpness here.
Aye, and also don't get me wrong, if you're fucking some cunt shouting some mad shit out, I'm going, what the fuck's this cunt? You're going to need to address it. You just need to. You can't just
I
patch
wouldn't
it.
go to a comedy show and heckle. I think
It's
that's
the only
You've been
place it
heckled?
happens. Aye, mate. I got heckled on my first gig, and the guy was sitting with his missus, and I just went, "Oh, right, mate." I went, "Is that your missus, mate?" And he went, "Aye." And I went, "I bet your only sexual pleasure she gets is when you leave the house."
That's
And
pretty
that was
good.
him. He just shut the fuck up.
What did he say to you? What did he shout?
It was during every fucking act, mate. He just kept trying to shout things out. He was like, all right, joke, try to do jokes now. And I'm like, yeah, all right. And I was like, this cunt's going to say something to me, man. And I've got this in my head, ready to go for him.
Last time I got heckled was the other week at Monkey Barrel. I done Top Banana and I done my machine gun belly bit. And as I'm getting into it, I dyed my hair bleach blonde. And
Aye.
I'm showing the audience, here's my bleach blonde hair. And a guy just shouted, "That's lovely," and went, "He's mate." And every other cunt's just looking, going, that is like, as if to say, "Oh, that's lovely, mate." And
Aye.
and he's sitting howling like that, looking at his mate, and everybody's just silent. I couldn't even be asked to fucking retort to it. That way, I'm like, I was so lazy what I replied. I just went, "Such a good input, mate. Thanks
Aye,
for that."
thanks.
That was so lazy.
You've
and
helped
shite.
me. You've helped me.
Aye,
Thanks.
that was
Aye.
basically it. And I fucking, I hate it.
But heckling's ridiculous, isn't it? It's like, I know it's the mad thing, and it's like you wouldn't turn up to fucking theatre or that, would you, and start fucking heckling the cunt that's on the stage.
At Panto.
Panto, aye.
He's behind you.
There's no point in going anywhere to shout and bawl. Like, when you go to the cinema and like see Top
This
Gun.
movie fucking sucks.
Aye.
They do in America, but
Do they?
in Canada, I went to the pictures in Canada, mate, and went to see Ant-Man and the Wasp, and literally they're heckling the film.
Fucking
No,
cowards.
and like, see when the film finishes, not they either clap or boo if they don't like it. Like, it's an actual full-on fucking night out in the cinema. Like, cunts screaming things and that. Like, no fucking way, man. And all that. And I'm like, the fuck?
Aye, see when you seen the videos of like fucking when Endgame and Infinity War and that was coming, you seen them mad American cinemas and countries
Aye.
after not fucking.
I just
throwing
seen reactions like when Captain America picks up a hammer and stuff, and I kind of thought, right, if people really love
Spoiler.
this genre,
Spoiler, I think you ruined the film for millions that are watching this.
it's only been out for fucking what, 2-3 years. Oh,
Have
fuck.
you seen the one where the guy goes in and fucking for the Dark Knight and he goes in as Joker and just shoots the whole place up? Not my proudest
seen
wank.
it.
Not my proudest wank.
Send a link.
Not my proudest wank.
Use up.
What, he's
Absolute
proud of his
demons, man. I've not seen that. No, is that a true story? A guy walked in.
No, like Jenny did that. It was like all over the news, mate. He went in dressed up as the Joker, for, like Heath Ledger, and
Aye.
fucking shot the whole place up, mate. Because he thought, oh, this must have a subliminal message, but is it a subtle message or whatever, like saying that we should go do a Joker and shoot people and kill hunters. I'm like, The guy's just a fucking Fruit Loop.
Aye, this
He's
guy's
just a
just
maniac.
unhinged.
Aye, mate. It's not, there's no message within the Dark Knight where like the middle it cuts and says kill everybody. Do you know what I mean?
Aye, it's not that mad fucking YouTube thing. Remember, it was like maybe like a kid showing it during it. She was like, "Go and kill your parents."
I mate, mind that was fucked up.
I don't remember this.
It was just like a YouTube thing. It was like a kids' TV thing, like, and then like during it, the thing would be like, tell them to like cut their
I would
wrists and
like
go
honestly, it
kill
would
their
like
mum and all
cut.
that.
It would cut in like in the middle, like Peppa Pig, like or some shit. I don't know if it was Peppa Pig. And it would cut in the middle, and the thing would tell them to go, you should go cut your wrists or like go stab your parents. Honestly, mate, it's so fucked up. And YouTube monetized it. And I get demonetized, mate, for saying Harvey Price is the greatest heavyweight boxer of all time. How the fuck? Do you know what I mean?
I love your enthusiasm. It's your point. I mean, how the fuck?
Aye,
But that's nothing fucking...
he is large and in charge.
He's very large in Charles, mate. He's fucking...
Aye.
Mate,
If he kicks off in a house, nobody's doing anything.
Mate,
The
it's
whole
game
place is
over.
getting smashed up,
Aye.
man.
think about the drywall in there, mate. How many holes are in it?
Harvey Price, Thanos.
Aye.
Same level of largeness.
One's more purple, obviously Harvey Price.
It's good to know Katie Price is spending our OnlyFans money in plasters then, innit?
Would you subscribe to her OnlyFans?
What the fuck, man?
No. Why would you?
For a laugh?
What a chip in, always.
I think we should do a three-way here.
It'd be very easy to get nude pictures of Katie Price considering she'd done it for a career.
I have seen them. I have seen her nudes. Her tits are disgusting. I'm not a fan of fake tits.
I'm talking about when she was like
So
young.
man. So man.
Aye, so why would you pay for what you've got now?
Fuck it. More mature women.
The things had more fucking work to it done than fucking 50-year-old council flats. Are you joking?
So I like them. I like them damaged.
Scars turn me
Rough
on.
edges, man.
Would you like to do the quiz, Biddy? I think it's time for Biddy's bottle.
I think he's excited.
Bricked up.
Oh, you look at me.
I need to stop saying that.
Can we address this man's a willy?
Right, aye.
No.
Charge on.
Before we move on to this quiz, can we address your dick?
Do you know, I was actually thinking, just sorry, see for the Glasgow Comedy Festival, right? Always I wanted to be on Soul Show, but I wanted to do this live. And no, I would like to do it in the Vibe Room. And obviously, they've got the big curtain thing, the big bed sheet
Aye, aye.
that says Vibe Room. I would actually like to get one of yours made up, right? Like the Pie and Beans one. But ruin it as just enlarged images of your knob.
We don't need it enlarged, mate. Just his knob.
Aye, true. You could actually trace it. Do you want to do that?
Tell me when. Right? Tell me when. The camera
I'm
got it.
not playing this game. I'm not playing the game.
You tell me when then,
Keep on.
Ross.
I'm not playing the game.
Aye, they're there or thereabouts.
Why are you not naked now, mate? If I had a dick that size, I would never wear like trousers, boxers. I would just get.
Aye,
a sleeve
it's like what was it? I seen a guy a joke and he was talking about his best man speech, and he was like, "This is going somewhere, right?" And he was doing the best man speech. And he goes, "I don't really like public speaking, but just like a nudist speech, it's only
Aye.
hard for the first few minutes."
clip.
I think we will end up at some point having to get your knob out.
No, well, no.
For the Patreon. For the Patreon.
For the Patreon.
That's we're going to start a Patreon up, and if you sign up for it, it'll be like, what would you want to make it £3 a month or something
I
like that?
don't know, mate.
You'll get an extra episode and exclusive access to Biddy's.
No, you
OnlyFans.
won't.
And you get uncensored, won't it? Because that's what it is, Patreon. You get away with anything.
Do you?
Aye,
So
totally
I'm just-
uncensored.
So you can
Podcasting.
swear and all that without getting demonetized and that shit instantly.
Obviously, we'll need to give Paul time to go and get fucking car seats, like, you know, the covers for the seats and that, just
Aye.
because obviously you're shitting in the sink and wiping your ass and all that, so we'll get him to get that
It
done.
was a shit pun. Like, quite literally.
Aye.
I get it. I got it, mate. I got it. Don't think
What I'll do is I'll go and take a piss. You can do the quiz with him. I'll come back. I've already accepted defeat.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. I think this is actually one of the fairest ones yet.
This is one.
It will be. It will be.
Bear in mind that I'm pretty retarded, so
If he beats you, this can't happen.
should I be beheaded by ISIS if I don't win?
I don't know how long ISIS will take to
But
get here, but
his dick just chops my head off.
it would. Right,
I'm prepped. Let's
I'm
go.
going to wait for him to go into the
I'm
toilet.
lubed up.
You ready, Paul? Can we have 30 seconds on the clock, please? Count me in. Name either of the candidates in the Tory leadership election.
Couldn't tell you, mate. Honestly, don't know.
Get fucked,
I'm
seriously.
terrible with politics,
Oh my god. Right. Question 2, finish the lyric. I was sick and tired of everything.
and everybody. No, didn't nail it.
Oh my god. The next UFC numbered event is 278, but where is it being held?
How did I not even know this? Melbourne? Vegas, innit? Right. Fucking cunt.
Right. Question 4. Why is the Fatherless podcast called the Fatherless
'Cause
podcast?
my dad's dead. I knew it.
Where is the Fringe held?
Edinburgh.
Thank fuck for that. Right, you get 2. Seriously. How did you not get any of them? You write topical jokes. How have you not looked at the Tory leadership election?
I don't do politics.
Mate, see this show you want to do? Make it your show. I don't think I can do it.
I don't do politics, but
Why not?
I hate politics, mate. And it gets too involved in comedy where that's where the separation happens. Oh, he's a leftist comedian, he's a rightist comedian, rather than just we're all funny. That's what fucks me about all the time.
Yeah,
That's why I take nothing to do with politics.
I do what you want. I messaged them. I messaged them the other day. And
I've
they
got
said
5 out of 5.
sorry, I forgot. We're too busy talking.
How long do you think 30 seconds is?
I know.
Just think about when you come.
Back to Jamaica. So sorry, yeah, they said they were going to come on, and I'm heavy buzzing for that. And
Just stealing my guess.
and they,
Shocking.
yeah, exactly. I
Shocking,
literally look
mate.
at who you got on, then I get them on after you.
Fair enough, mate.
But
Respect.
they were talking about you see the one they put up about the Fringe, and they were
Mhm.
trying to write material, and it was like Love Island. Like, no,
Aye.
that's shite. I literally commented, I've dropped my Love Island bit forever now. I can't do it ever again.
When Love Island comes back, you can do it.
No.
Yeah.
So
Just can't do it now because it's done.
How often do you recite? How often do you change your material?
Never.
No, but I mean, like
Seriously.
certain jokes, you ever throw them out and bring?
I always with my 5s or 10s, it's always trying to, how does this joke piece with this other joke?
A
'Cause it's-
segue, essentially.
It's a segue and it's a story collective. That's what it is.
Stop trying to read the questions, you cheating bastard.
What's that the question?
Aye, yeah.
I was discreetly going.
Maybe every 3 gigs, I would change it.
Really?
Aye.
I can't change it.
I mean, Viv G, right, who you would probably take the best advice off of, says, get your strongest 5 minutes and ride the utter fuck out it. She says, odds are you're going to get a new crowd every single gig you do. It doesn't matter if you do it with the same comedians, fuck them. Don't literally fuck them. Because, you know, there's a lot of comedians who got any issues for that. But
Who?
obviously, like, what's
Sean
his name?
Chalmers.
Sean Chalmers, mainly me. No, I love my missus too much. Blessed to Jesus.
Why did you bless?
Because I'm blessed up, man. You know what I mean? No, but that's what she says. Like, just go with your strongest 5 because it's going to be a new crowd all the time. And plus, that doesn't matter. Like, odds are, man, we're going to do about a fucking 100 gigs together in the next fucking year or something. We're going to see each other's material all the time. You might get bored with it, but the new cunt who's seen it won't.
I do get bored of my stuff sometimes. I do get
Aye.
sick and tired of doing the same stuff.
But then
it's too
see,
risky.
you go
to
out, man. You go
take
out one
it
night and you're like, all right, I'm going to just try this new 5. Deep down, you know it's not your strongest. Obviously, you incorporate new bits within your strong 5 to test it out, or your
Aye.
strong 10, and you test it out. But say you go and do it, man, and it's the weakest 5 minutes you've ever done, and some cunt who is important there, like an agent or whatever, and they think it's shit, but then say you go do your strongest 5 and they see it, skyrocket your career, man.
I've not even got a strong 5, man. I'm shy.
Aye, you do.
I don't, mate. Honestly, don't come. If you're coming to this show, go for Tubbs and Sean. I'm just pure filler. Honestly,
This is him, right? This is the same cunt who messages me in the DM saying, I think I'm one of the greatest up and comers, right?
sorry, can I correct that? You said one of the great. I said I am the greatest.
Right, he says he's the greatest, and I says you can't say you're the greatest because it's like music, right? So you'll love AC/DC and you'll love Michael Jackson, right? But they're 2 completely different fucking genres of music. And it says there's genres of comedy. It says, Ross, you can't be the greatest comedian, mate. It says you can be up there in the Mount Rushmore, right? Of the people coming up, but you'll have a specific genre where you're dialed into. That's how comedy works.
I think you've got to have the mindset. I don't actually believe it, but I try and believe it because I think.
So you don't have the mindset then?
I do,
It's
but
like
I don't. It's hard because I chop and change my mind.
But why?
Because I could have 2 weeks where I go,
Be confident.
I am the dog's bollocks, and then 1 week later I'll be like, I am the worst thing.
You need to perk your tits, mate, and be confident. Get these questions.
Oh,
in.
aye. Right. You ready?
Aye.
Right, Paul, whenever you're ready. Question 1, name either of the candidates in the Tory leadership election.
Russia.
The Quiche?
He's absolutely WWE wrestler.
He's right. Finish the lyric. I was sick and tired of everything.
Fuck knows, mate.
Question 3, the next UFC numbered event is 278, but where is it being held?
I know it's the 21st. I don't know where it's been held.
Right, question 4, why is the Fatherless podcast called the Fatherless podcast?
His dad's deed.
You start cunt. And question 5, where is the Fringe being held?
Edinburgh.
Okay.
A draw.
That's a draw. Oh my god.
I'm just as retarded.
Did
next
you not
game.
know where it was either?
No.
I knew
Right.
it was the 21st.
Right, let's go through the questions.
Where
right?
is it?
It's Usman and I think
Is it
it's
Vegas?
Madison Square
I'll
Garden.
go through the quiz, right? So question 1 was name either of the candidates in the Tory leadership election. It's Liz Truss or Richie Sunak, right? Not Rikishi. Question 2 was finish the lyric. I was sick and tired of everything. Finish it was when I called you last night from Glasgow.
What's that, mate? What is
ABBA,
it?
Super Trooper.
No, I heard it in my
Fuck
life,
off,
mate.
Paul, you're on
Super
board with
Trooper
me
with
there.
the
Fucking
film,
ABBA.
the
He was
comedy
listening
film.
to one. He's fucking ABBA fucking super fan. They suck.
Oh,
Maybe.
right, question 3. The next UFC numbered event is 278, but where is it being held? It's been held in Salt Lake City.
Who the fuck?
Oh, come on, that's random as fuck, mate. It's
That's
usually
fucking
Vegas.
shite, mate. It's normally mad.
I love a UFC take. Go watch Fatherless fight. I promise I know. I know him,
Question
I
4, why is the Fatherless podcast called the Fatherless Podcast? Again, it's because Sean doesn't have a dad.
Yes.
And question 5, where's the Fringe being held? And that is Edinburgh. So we go to the bonus question, right?
Oh, fuck,
The
man.
bonus question this week, and this was just Google 10 minutes before we come in, and an article from 2021, so it's quite recent, and I'm going
Did
to
we
take it
buzz
as
in or
gospel.
something? Is it just two
No,
answers?
it's like hear me out, right? So, what is the world record for largest penis? No, it's no world record. It's the largest penis right now.
What, a guy or what a man?
So do we get to the closest of inches?
Yes, in inches.
17 inches.
Is it a guy or an actual?
Obviously, it's a
No,
fucking
but
guy.
but he's got a point there because you can.
13
They do.
point-
They get
13
changed and you can
point-
screw on a big dick.
13.8 inches.
Has he nailed that?
13.5 inches.
That's disgusting. Is it you? Do you have the biggest dick? That's what it is, isn't it? I knew it.
No way.
I won.
How the fuck?
I've watched loads of pornos with 17-inch dicks, too, man. This is weird.
I just googled that before we came in, and the
Newsflash,
article
bro,
said
they're
it was
fake.
13.5
Oh, stop,
inches.
man. I thought they'd be real.
I swear to God, that's what the article said. It was a guy from New York or something. I've literally got the Google search here, world record penis size, and I've misspelt size, and it says 19th November 2021, man with world's biggest penis stuns host with explicit pic. His penis measures at 13.5 inches when erect and has an 8-inch diameter.
Mate, that can't be right, but because there's a place in Africa and like the average is between 10 and 13 or something.
Look, mate.
Paul, don't start. You're not even from New York.
I tell you what, in good spirit though, because I don't think I could let you go here without being empty-handed. So I'm going to get Biddy to present you with your very own Pie and Beans Show t-shirt.
My man.
I won a fucking quiz.
My man. Thanks, bro.
There you go, mate.
I've been buzzing to wear this, by the way. That's why I'm wearing these shoes.
Oh,
Oh, the colour scheme, man. I
Aye,
love it.
mate.
Thank you very much. Well, thank you very much for coming on and indulging us in our
Honoured,
shite.
bro.
And thanks very much for being on the very last episode about this podcast that will
Probably.
ever be.
Hey, I didn't even say it that fucked up. I was actually pretty good today.
Do you think so?
Aye, mate. I kind of reined it in.
I respect that shit, man.
Because I know you're not wanting to properly get fucked for stuff.
Oh, he's just a pussy.
Leave us on a big fucking bang then. It's the worst thing you can say right
Well, I
now.
think Hitler was an alright guy. I'll just leave it at that one.
Thanks very much for tuning in this week. That's it. Forever. Bye.
Scotch pie or canoe. Scotch pie or canoe. There's nothing that I wouldn't do to get some time alone with you. Some beans and sauce there on the side. All the things I ate tonight. Mix them in my belly right till I'm gasping for a shine.
Craig, that's your pie and beans ready.